This is Fox First at 10.
A neighborhood on edge, and here's why. Crime scene tape and police officers. It's definitely not a normal scene you see in Pullman every night, especially right next to the WSU campus. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm John Webb. Police say this was all necessary because one person had explosives. Our friends down at Pullman Radio News reporting tonight that it was a pipe bomb. One man now behind bars, and neighbors have a lot of questions about what led up to all of this. Our Adam Schwager is in Pullman tonight, and Adam, police are still on scene?
Yeah, good evening, John. The bomb squad is still working here in Pullman. Last I saw, they were testing material inside what they say appears to be an explosive device. Pullman police say this all started as calls of a disorderly person. Take a look at this video we shot of members of the Spokane bomb squad going inside the apartment and safely removing what is believed to be a bomb. Police say this all started around 4 this afternoon when a 31-year-old man tried to burn down the apartment of someone he knew. Investigators say the man had what appeared to be an explosive device on him and tried, but failed to set it off. As you can imagine, quite a scary scene for neighbors. Students from WSU live here in the area. Many had been moving their stuff out following this weekend's graduation. Some students I talked to were unnerved at the situation.
You know, you'd never expect something like that to happen in a town like this, and especially after kind of the big thing that happened in Moscow. I mean, something like this happening this close is also kind of weird. So I'm a little bit excited to get out of here.
I'm also being told it's been a long day for the Spokane bomb squad, who started their day at 4 a.m. scoping out potential bomb threats for Bloomsday. We've also been told that while there is a perimeter, there's no active threat. The suspect in this case has been taken into custody and is facing charges of first-degree assault. In Pullman tonight, I'm Adam Schwager, Fox First at 10.
All right, Adam, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, Bloomsday 2023 is in the books. More than 25,000 runners finished the race today. It was people of all ages and people of all backgrounds and abilities. Whether you walked, ran, or participated in the wheelchair race, you were bound to have some fun today. AJ Howell joining me now at the desk. And AJ, we're here to talk about some of the top people who performed tonight.
To you?
No.
No. Okay, we'll talk about some others. So John was one of more than 25,000 runners that finished Bloomsday today. All winners, but there were 4 that actually won their race.
Was it me?
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
We have to see, okay? Led by Tico native Susanna Scaroni, who won the women's chair for the 6th time and did it in record time, running a faster time than the men's wheelchair winner. In the men's division, it was a Bloomsday rookie, Evan Carell, leading the whole way after overtaking his University of Illinois teammate Philip Croft, who's from Spokane Valley. In the elite women's race, 25-year-old Yeshi Kalayu Chikol battling with 2-time champion and course record holder Cynthia Limo. In the end, it was Yeshi pulling away to win. Jamal Yimmer becomes the 6th man to win multiple titles. It was a dominating run, and he missed the course record by just 7 seconds. Still an impressive performance nonetheless, and a great race day overall.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, AJ, we appreciate you working on that today, and next time we'll get you up at the Bloomsday, of course. How about that?
Okay, we'll see about that.
All right, AJ, thank you. Well, one runner taking part in today's Bloomsday is aiming to do the impossible. You're looking at Ashley Horton. She has multiple sclerosis and is currently on her 2nd pacemaker. Horton says she got the idea to do the Ironman triathlon in Oregon after collapsing last year. She has spent the past 11 months training for today and the big event in October. Now, Horton's doctors have told her she shouldn't be taking part in these types of events with her medical condition.
You know, my MS is such a hard thing to manage because of how I have 7 lesions in my brain and I have 7 on my spine, and it's very debilitating. Stress makes it worse, and so the longevity of the Ironman, it's impossible. That's why nobody's ever done it.
Well, Horton also has had 6 heart surgeries. If you want to read more about her story, just head to our website. That's Fox 28 Spokane. Of course, there were lots of people who were along the race course cheering on the runners. The large crowds say it was a perfect day for Bloomsday. For some, Bloomsday is a tradition they've been doing for years. And for others, like myself, a new tradition may have started just today.
But I just encourage anybody to do it, no matter if you've trained or not. It just is a very fun atmosphere here.
Ava Wainhouse joining us over in the Weather Center right now. And Ava, it was just a beautiful day for everybody who participated, the people on the sidelines, the runners, everybody.
I think you would be one to know. Were you sweating a lot? Was it too hot?
Or it wasn't too hot. It was good temperatures, but I was definitely sweating.
Sweating, but not excessively. I feel like if we hit the record that was today, which was 88 degrees, I think a lot more people would be just heaving at the top of Doomsday Hill. Today's average was 65 degrees. That daytime high, we hit 63 degrees today for Bloomsday, and we had mostly cloudy, partly cloudy skies out there, so the sun wasn't beating down on us. I think perfect running temperatures for Bloomsday today. Hope you all had a great time. Current conditions, we are dropping down to the 40s here in Spokane, about 49 degrees, 51 degrees in Coeur d'Alene, Pullman about 45 degrees, and we are seeing some winds pick up north, 10 miles per hour right now in Chewelah, 7 miles per hour in Spokane. Earlier today, we did see max wind gusts really get pretty breezy, 25 miles per hour here at home, 31 in Coeur d'Alene, 49 miles per hour in Lewiston, about 34 in Ellensburg. The good news, those wind gusts are dying down as we head into our overnight hours. Satellite and radar shows we're also starting to see showers creep into the Idaho Panhandle and parts of Montana. I want you to stick around for my full forecast coming up in a few minutes because we're talking about the chance for some thunder and lightning to come back into the region tomorrow and Tuesday. John?
All right, Ava, thank you. We appreciate it. Chelan County Sheriff deputies coming to the rescue of 2 hikers that were stranded near Snow Lakes. This happened last night after getting a 911 call about those lost hikers. Deputies, along with search and rescue teams, pulled them to safety. Authorities are also sending a warning saying if you're hiking up in the mountains, remember that there's still a lot of snow on those trails, so be prepared. Well, tonight a driver is much warmer in Okanagan County. Last night, fire crews responded to a pond near Twisp, Washington, after a pickup truck drove into the waterway. We're told the driver was warming up in a car that stopped to make sure everything was okay. Thankfully, no other injuries were reported. Well, this week kicks off Public Service Recognition Week in Moscow. The city has celebrated this event since 1985. There will be a week's-long worth of events, and tonight we want to thank all 190 public servants serving down there on the Palouse. Well, crooks normally go after alcohol when breaking into a bar, but 3 thieves set their eyes on something else, and it's all caught on camera. Plus, new details tonight on the gunman who opened fire at a Texas mall. The history police say he has. Then she may only be 4, but one Washington State girl got the gift of a lifetime. That's coming up in your Fox Find. And the 80s are making a comeback. Not those 80s. Ava has your full weather forecast. That's next on Fox First at 10. Caught on camera, watch as a group of thieves ram a truck into a bar in western Washington. Issaquah police say the crooks were after the ATM. After several failed attempts, the truck driver threw it in reverse and pulled out the machine. You can see 2 men then pick it up and load it onto the truck. This is the second such ATM robbery in western Washington in the last 4 days. A makeshift memorial now sits outside a Texas mall where 8 people were shot to death. The memorial at Allen Premium Outlets is made up of crosses, flowers, ribbons, and the Texas flag. Tonight, police say the 33-year-old gunman who was killed had a bulletproof vest on and was armed with a rifle and a handgun. The shooting happening yesterday afternoon. Now, investigators say the man posted white supremacist content online and has engaged with neo-Nazis. Those who were at the mall are still in shock. Well, dramatic new video shows the moments after a car crashes into a group in Texas, killing 7 people. The victims were waiting at a bus stop near a shelter for migrants and homeless people. This happened in the town of Brownsville, which is along the Gulf Coast. 11 others were hurt. Now, police say the driver is charged with reckless driving. Well, making a 4-year-old's life brighter, the special gift she got as she continues to live with a rare genetic disorder. We are sharing the good tonight. A 4-year-old girl with a rare genetic disease gets something she's been wishing for the past 2 years. And this weekend, the Wishing Star Foundation gave her a playground in her own backyard in Richland. As our Max Hughes tells us, the foundation grants kids with terminal or life-threatening illness wishes.
And just being able to play like a kid. There's swings in there. There's a personalized sensory board that's really cool. The nice thing about this space is she's going to be able to use it for years and years to come.
Finley was diagnosed with Coffin-Siris syndrome, a rare condition requiring lots of therapy and treatments, as well as making it difficult to move on her own.
And initially, at first, it hits you in the gut and it tears your heart out because you just have these hopes and dreams of, what their future is going to look like.
The backyard renovation started as a way to do just that. help Finley have a place to play with things like this ball pit and other toys that help her play independently and are designed for her abilities.
There's not a lot of places in our community that people, kiddos with special needs and kiddos in wheelchairs can go and play on a playground.
The surprise might have been for Finley, but her mom says many of the people involved in volunteering and support have become a community.
She is a light in everybody's life that meets her, and so she truly is teaching us more than we'll ever teach her.
That is so sweet. Coachman's family says it's hard to believe their backyard was all grass just 7 months ago. Now they're excited it's her playhouse so she can enjoy life. Well, fishermen, beware. Invasive species are trying to take over the waters here in Washington and over across the state line in Idaho. What you can do to make sure that does not happen. You know what time of the year it is. More and more of us will be fishing with the warmer weather, and the Washington Fish and Wildlife is pleading with you to stop the spread of invasive species. Those species include those mussels that attach to those boats. State fish officials say the biggest concern is people who use their boats in other states and then return here. They say always clean your boats afterwards to get rid of such invasive species. Well, speaking of invasive species, WSU, they're teaming up with the state officials to get rid of these green crabs. The crabs originated in Europe, and more than 70,000 were found just one waterway here in Washington state last year. The state is spending millions of dollars on a new volunteer program that you can be a part of. Researchers are asking you to spot the crabs and stop the spread.
It's not a small task. It's a lot of shoreline to cover. In order to be effective, we have to monitor every single month routinely. Even if we aren't initially finding green crabs, they can show up later on.
60 waterways are currently being monitored and dozens of traps have been set. All right, time for a quick break. Ava has a final look at that forecast next after the break. Thanks for being with us tonight. We're getting a closer look at the newest cruise ship to hit the waters of the Snake and Columbia Rivers. Boy, look at that. The American Jazz was christened last week. The 180-passenger American-made ship will be going from Clarkston all the way to Portland, stopping at port cities in between. The boat's owner, American Cruise Line, says what sets it apart from larger ocean cruises is you get to explore around a port city rather than just amenities on a boat.
That is super cool. I haven't seen a cruise like that on, our local waters. I don't think it's going to be the greatest weather for it if we wanted to go tomorrow, but maybe in a couple of weeks. 65 degrees tomorrow, that daytime high. But notice those lightning strikes and possible thunder tomorrow. Those conditions going Tuesday as well. But then beautiful conditions back for us next weekend. 83 degrees by Saturday.
Get your tickets booked. We'll be cruising next weekend. All right, have a great weekend.